嚟自香港嘅神奇小子傅家俊。Thank you, Marco。接落來，我哋亦都有請今年榮登世一5月贏得人生第7次世錦賽冠軍，追平咗亨特利維持咗23年嘅紀錄，亦都係以46歲之齡成為英式桌球史上最年長嘅世界冠軍。佢就係嚟自英國嘅火箭，7屆世界桌球錦標賽嘅冠軍，而喺今屆賽事亦都先後擊敗吳安儀同埋羅伯遜嚟到決賽嘅RonnieO'Sullivan。Please welcome the rocket from England, 7-time world champion, RonnieO'Sullivan!
Well, what a special occasion this promises to be. Marco Fu, you could see he'd taken it all in as he walked out. Of course, his career was in doubt at one point, but here he is. Taking on the 7-time world champion. They're going to pose with the trophy before we begin. There it is. That's what they're playing for. Big match on its way. The final of Snooker's Hong Kong Masters is about to get underway. RonnieO'Sullivan and Marco Fu posing with the trophy. £100,000 is available. They're both just having a word about the crowd here. 9,000. It's a record for a snooker match in terms of a live audience. It's best of 11 frames, first to 6. Have a good game, Ronnie says. Let's hope it is a good game. They've both been in excellent form. Fu with the maximum against John Higgins in the decider yesterday. O'Sullivan with the comeback from 4-1 down against Neil Robertson in his semi-final. Plenty of support, but he needs it right now because we've seen already from that last frame one mistake and it can all be over. O'Sullivan made 105 from the chance he was given, so Fu needs to win the last 4. It's been a wonderful few days in this big arena, back in Asia for the first time in 3 years, coming here with an elite field to showcase the game. Hopefully plenty to build on going forward, with the whole tour hoping for a return to China very soon. Players as well deserve credit, not just for the way they played, but the way they've conducted themselves. There was an exhibition this afternoon, a more light-hearted affair, but also all the promotional work they've done. Yeah, I mean, it's such a big arena. A lot of the crowd thought he was on that black, but they saw then the camera angle and you could see he's not. Blue it is then. Yeah, blue cut to medal. Yeah, just it's almost the 2 shots there kind of sum up his final so far. Yeah, see, so far it's not over yet, not by a long shot. But even here again, yeah, Ronnie's made the mistake. He's left one, but it's not easy.
The black should be guaranteed. Positionally, just got to get himself started. No, he's not on it. Can understand why he's under so much pressure, and let's remember the layoff that he's had. It does have an effect. Yes, he's played fantastic all week long. 2 brilliant wins against Selby and Higgins, but at some stage you do wonder in sport, does it catch up with you? A lack of activity more than anything. I just think at some stage for Marco, maybe it is a case that, you know, your body and mind actually realises that, wait a minute, yeah, I'm beating world-class players and knocking in maximums and such like, but it does catch up.
RonnieO'Sullivan, 1.
Well, it's not over yet. The brown did not go in. Neither did the cue ball. And that left a chance with the white hanging on, which Fu has knocked in. Brown over the pocket. So, not done yet. The crowd willing on every shot he plays here. A little bit too much, in fact. They're being told to just shush it a bit.
Five. 6. Team. 14. 21. 22.
'Again, the fact that it went in the side door, the cue ball has come back too straight, and it's not so much the pot that's the problem, it's where does he get the angle on the colour to keep the break going. Yeah, just losing his cue ball too often.
Yeah, it would have been a lot more simple for Fu had that blue been on its spot. It was would have been a lovely angle to go into the pink, get the reds open, but that wasn't the case. He's broken down, and once again it's out of his hands. And it's in the hands of the greatest break builder we've ever seen in this sport. Now attempting to land yet another trophy.
8.
Not a ranking title, but I think it would mean a lot to him because of the audience here, the world record crowd of 9,000, the atmosphere.
A
few people getting a little excited, I think, in the audience. Just need to simmer down a little.
17.
I expected him to be a wee bit straighter on this red, but if he plays for pink, it's absolutely perfect, regardless of what side of the pink he leaves this.
20.
So perhaps that was part of the plan all along. If it was a good one. Pink to hit the front.
$26. 27.
Well, if ever there was a man for the big occasion, we're looking at him, and this is, in terms of an audience, the biggest occasion we've ever seen in terms of live crowds. Yesterday, he was in big trouble. Neil Robertson made 3 centuries in a row to lead 4-1. O'Sullivan turned it round in style.
35.
And now it's a question of finishing off the job.
$42. 43.
Yeah, beautiful again. A little touch of helping side. Encourage the cue ball up the rail. He's had quite a heavy contact, so it's going to be long pink. Just drag the cue ball back, but this, I think it's safe to say, is match ball because he's going to be right in behind the last red. The pot goes in, the title says. But no.
Wow, what a late twist in the tail. Got the heavy contact, which is why he had to take that pink. So, just sort of writing the obituaries on this match, and then that happens.
One.
Yeah, going the 2 cushions, spin in between yellow-brown. Played it perfectly. Good shot. Now, the good thing about being nice on this,
8.
nice and anywhere around straight in the green, is going to have a nice angle to attack the blue. One would think, anyway. That's not perfect, but should still be okay. Yeah, decisions. It's not easy to move. He tend to play in behind this type of shot, just drop in behind it. Played to move it, but it wasn't all that big a target. So scoreboard, let's see. 9 behind. Tells us obviously that Ronnie needs a ball, and that's all. So Marco's got to be super careful. Thinking about the cross double. Yeah, he's sorely tempted. The problem is, you let Ronnie back at the table with the scoreboard as it is, it's easy for Ronnie to dictate.
He went for it, he got it. This match looked over. But Marco Fu needs pink and black to take us to another frame. Well, I'll tell you what, if he turns this round, we'll remember what happened in this frame. O'Sullivan, he got a kick, didn't get on the black, missed the pink. Marco Fu needs the black, and we're going into another frame. Incredible. And who's to say that's not the start of the full-scale comeback, because he must have felt it was over. The family not ready yet to commiserate. They may be celebrating later. It's 5-3. As I say, it looked over, but O'Sullivan missed that pink in the end, and Fu made a very good clearance. He doubled the blue. Potted pink and black as well. So 5-3. O'Sullivan still one away. Couple of thin edges. One apiece. I think some of the crowd thought for a nasty moment there he might be blocked off, but at least he has access to all reds, or pretty much all reds. It's tricky cueing. I think this shot, if he takes it on, it's made more difficult the fact that there is a path for the cue ball to find the gap, but his eyes will be drawn to that gap. And it makes the pot more difficult. He's got away with it though, or has he? Is there a gap? Seems quite content with it, so might be in for a bit of cat and mouse with the red near the pocket. Once again, a dangerous game. Actually, this shot that Ronnie's faced with, the best way to play this is try and top the cue ball into the pocket with the pot, because it's not easy to do it. You see, if you try to maybe squeeze and try to get the cue ball out of there, your eyes naturally come away from the pot in a funny sort of way. Has he got away with it this time? There's your answer.
1.
And it feels that way, doesn't it? The first time in this match that Marco has got Ronnie, not at it, but he's certainly got him under some pressure. Obviously the consequences of what happened at the tail end of frame 8. But he's definitely in the ascendancy. just at the moment.
Yeah, not that many matches O'Sullivan plays where, you know, a significant section of the crowd are supporting his opponent. I mentioned the late Paul Hunter earlier. They played in the Masters final 2004 where it was pretty evenly split, the support.
7.
Paul won that one 10-9. It was a big cheer when
8.
Fu cross-doubled that blue in the last frame.
Oh, Marco, what have you done? This is an important placement. Yeah, well, whatever. He can't be on a red. Wow, what a mistake to make. He had the proverbial acre of space to land the cue ball.
15.
Let's end the break.
Yeah, and it's come at the moment, the first moment in the whole match where he's looked the more comfortable of the two. But anything can happen in this sport to turn things again, and that's what's happened there. Disappointing.
Marco Fu, 15.
There was a little Marco could do about that in terms of pushing a red near the corner.
One.
And all of a sudden, with 5 colours near the top end of the table for Ronnie to land on, the snooker gods aren't playing ball. He's not thinking about so much about getting the snooker here, which should be guaranteed. He's thinking about the Marco escape, trying to block off the right half, but he's not with it right now.
RonnieO'Sullivan, 1.
It's a pretty bad error.
Well, he was one pot away from winning this final, wasn't he? That pink in the last frame, and not quite been the same since.
Yeah, as I said, he's not at it, is he? You wouldn't put it that way. Just at the moment, the tide is against him, and even here, this is tricky. Not to push a red over the corner. No cause for alarm here with the black out of commission. Straightforward drop on the two reds.
Yeah, some good stuff being played here, because we've gone from the final looking over to suddenly this becoming competitive again. Well, that could have gone badly wrong for O'Sullivan. But in fact, the kiss on the red has sent the cue ball back to bulk. It's all a bit on a knife edge, isn't it? As I say, it was looking over. Now it's kind of in the balance again.
Yeah, you'd never describe Ronnie as a scrapper of a player, but at the moment he's having to be a grafter. He's fighting tooth and nail. Another tap of the table, and why not? Class safety shot from Marco. It's that momentum thing. At the moment, Marco's got it, and Ronnie wants it. But whenever he comes to the table, it feels like Ronnie's got the odd problem to solve a wee bit more than perhaps Marco has. Marco's the one dictating. Yeah, probably worth the risk, because the long straight red there, or just off straight red's not really a Marco Fu type of shot. Perfectly capable, obviously, but he just can't afford to leave Ronnie in with a straightforward chance. Not with all the hard work he's had to put in to this passage of play. So that's good match snooker, just keeping Ronnie at distance. He's eyeballing a shot to nothing, but he can't miss it thick. If he misses this stick, he's colliding with reds. It's actually one of those shots you play to miss it thin. And you actually sometimes can miss-hit it and pot it thick, you know, because missing it thin, he's in behind the yellow. That's what's in his mind. See, that's the kind of, you almost use a miss to your advantage, if you like. But anyway, it was a good return. Problem is over to Marco. Boy, what a big shot. What a big shot that was. Has he got any sort of cover? Chance O'Sullivan.
Well, he's worked hard to get any sort of opening. Let's see how he's feeling now in a match that he was a ball from winning in the last frame.
One.
Cogs whirring, aren't they, in his mind as he looks for a plan here.
Yeah, isn't it funny? Earlier in the match, he pot the pink, used the blue as a cushion and play that red to this corner. Pink going back on its spot. But he's not in that way of thinking at the moment. And that's not ideal, far from it.
6.
No, things have changed in this match, for sure. You can see it in the body language and it's reflected in the play.
One.
Once again, Jerry Chan has got his ball marker out. It didn't look like the black went on its spot, but he was quite rightly checking. On to the next highest, the pink.
Nine.
Yeah, I do think you can trace a lot of this back to when it was 4-1 and Marco thought, right, okay, let's get the shackles off and start having a go, loosen up a little. Ronnie would have picked up on it. Almost like a poker player playing a bit safe and then thinking, right, okay, let's just go all in with it. And by the nature of playing that way, you make yourself more dangerous, more of a wild card, if you like. So, good chance now, 32 to the good. Just pick off the loose reds. And it would be back to 5-4, but that wasn't the time to put in a bad one. Why didn't he just kill the cue ball and black to right middle? Good pot, but can he avoid the cannon? On the 5 reds.
Well, what a chance to take us to yet another frame. It's already been a fairy tale week for Fu. Is there another twist coming for him? Just being here, the maximum yesterday and beating Higgins. But if he could win this from 5-2 down, that would be something. You'd have to convince him he wasn't dreaming, I think. Black puts him 56 ahead. So another red and a black should be enough. O'Sullivan did have the chance. He didn't look too comfortable, actually. And it went wrong pretty quickly.
Yeah, so as Dave said, this black will secure the frame. And isn't it funny how this game's in the mind? Looking back to that shot, Ronnie played the blue. He had the pink for a mid-distance red that he would miss probably 1 in about 20. But he didn't fancy it. And in goes the black. So Marco Fu, all of a sudden, is all but 1 frame adrift.
56.
Could have done with that in.
56.
56, but 2 snookers needed. If the red goes in, there's no playing on.
1.
I think it's good he's playing on as well. You know, another day might have not fancied it, but shows he's still thinking, still believes he can get back into the frame, and still playing proper match snooker. Didn't quite go to plan though.
8.
Yeah, if he could have got the reds into play, taking it down to the last red, then, you know, it could have put Fu in trouble, but have to wait for a better chance to do that. Marco Fu on the comeback trail. Terrific long red this. A match that he was a ball from losing, 6-2. He has the chance now to take us to a decider. He's won the last 2 frames. And this fairy tale continues for Marco Fu. There won't be any playing on now. This frame is done. The match is not yet done. It's now a lot closer. Marco Fu wins 2 on the spin, Ronnie O'Sullivan is still one away from victory. His lead reduced now to just 5-4. It's anyone's. Fu looking to take us to a decider.
Yeah, he didn't come round and have a look. Got to be honest, a wee bit clumsy that. You know, we often see players come down, have a look at the edge of the bunch, what's going to happen. He didn't, he just took it for granted that there was no danger. So, the red's a certainty, position's not. Well, it almost adds to the almost adds to the uncertainty of the situation, doesn't it? The black going the worst possible place on the table, completely out the game.
Yeah, it all started with that kick he got, didn't it? That meant he had to take on that tough pink in frame 8, and since then he's been sort of battling the elements a bit.
Six. Seven.
I think one thing we do know, Ronnie's not one to think, right, I'll just pick them off and, you know, get 30 or 40. Far from it. Regardless of how we've got to this stage at 5-4, he will still try to win the frame.
Twelve.
And what, well, you'd call it the proper way, wouldn't you? Try to win it in one visit. Now, he's got to risk it. It's a nice target. Full face of the pink. Surely. Wow, that's amazing. That does surprise me. Just because it's such a good target. The in-off wasn't really on. I mean, time will tell. Who am I to, you know, second guess this fella when it comes to break building, but I thought that was the time.
19.
Well, great shot. The only thing I will say is definitely more difficult that than the last opportunity. He's still got one. Nothing absolutely guaranteed, but more than acceptable.
The thing is, he's weathered so many blows over the years you're going to in a long career at the top level, and so, okay, he's sort of under a bit of pressure, but he's responded before now in big matches, and he's looking to do the same again. I suppose you could argue it would be a better win for having been put under pressure at the end. The main thing is to get the win, and he's got the chance to do that. and bring a memorable 4 days to a conclusion here.
21. Thirty-six. 37. 42. 43.
Didn't look at all with it at the British Open. Rather flat atmosphere at Milton Keynes. Of course, it's the opposite here. This is a world record crowd of 9,000 people inside this venue.
Yeah, Green's a shot here, just low of the blue with a cue ball, 3 to land on. No problem whatsoever.
Six. 47.
He's had to focus so hard here. That black went safe immediately, didn't it? Having to work off the other colours. He's played in all areas really well. He's focused hard, he's been disciplined, the safety's been good. He had a century in frame 7. And he's getting closer to the line now. Still work to do to get over it.
Yeah. He's actually okay. Deep screw through the gap. Beautifully played. And this time he's absolutely perfect on the blue, so one more red-blue to follow. And Ronnie O'Sullivan looks like picking up
58.
the Hong Kong Masters title and trophy. And if he does, worth saying credit to Marco Fu. He's been absolutely brilliant in a lot of ways. It's been his tournament, hasn't it, with a maximum and all, but is this the final throws?
Well, we're here at the Hong Kong Coliseum. There's never quite been a snooker gladiator like Ronnie O'Sullivan. And he's responded well here. He's put under pressure at the end of this final. He looks certain to win 6-2. Fu won the next 2, but this has been the response. Not a straightforward break with the black safe. The pink hasn't been particularly available either, but Ronnie O'Sullivan has kept going, and as you can see, too many snookers needed now. Yeah, Marco Fu, great to see him. He provided the moment of the season so far, didn't he, yesterday with that maximum in the decider. And we look forward to seeing him on the circuit going forward. And he's played his part in a very special 4 days for snooker. Fans have flocked to this venue to watch the best in the business do battle. And they've seen the best in the business win the title.
71.
Wouldn't it be great if he wins it with a century? That seems fitting.
73. 74. 80. 81.
It's been a really good break, this.
87. 89.
Well, like the showman he is, he's going out in style, isn't he? Marco Fu, sort of a little half grin on his face. He battled so well to get back into the final, but what can you do in the face of this? He's going to win it with a century.
96. 100.
Already chipped the black out to ensure a total clearance of 114. Ronnie O'Sullivan, snooker's biggest box office attraction, wins the Hong Kong Masters in front of a world record crowd of 9,000 people inside the Hong Kong Coliseum. He beats Marco Fu by 6 frames to 4. The world champion lands his first title of the season.
喺度亦都恭喜奧蘇利雲成為今屆香港世界桌球大師賽2022嘅冠軍，最終以局數6比4。
Director of Leisure and Cultural Services, Mr. Vincent Liu JP, to present the champion trophy.
喺度宣布香港世界桌球大師賽2022嘅冠軍得主就係嚟自英國嘅火箭奧蘇利雲。
The Hong Kong Masters 2022 champion goes to RonnieO'Sullivan.
Yet another trophy for Ronnie O'Sullivan, and I think a special one because of the atmosphere here. And you can see him thanking the sponsors and the organisers for